My parents used to push me to go to college. They said, "Oh, you're on your grandmother's deathbed. She said she wanted you to graduate from college." I'm like, I love grandma, but I ain't going to college, and grandma just doesn't get it. And I can be objective and know grandma don't get how this world works. I do. My parents don't know how this world works. I do. And you have to sometimes know when to trust yourself and know when your parents are wrong. My mother had a master's degree. She worked for a Fortune 500 company. My dad was an electrical engineer. He had a college degree. My brother had a college degree in computer engineering. And my sister was a doctor or is a doctor. What did I need college for? I was raised with educated people. And you know what they all had in common? You know what they still all have in common, except for my parents who are retired? They work for other people. My sister be stressing. He's a doctor. She be stressing. My brother, he don't stress, but he got a boss. He got a job. I'm the only one that gets to spend all the time with their kids. And I find that way more valuable than when my kids come home. I get to say, hey, kids, how was school today? I didn't have that when I was growing up. When I came home, there was no parents there. They were all working.
Yeah.
I thought that was way more valuable than the money. You know what I mean? So my values are a lot different than other people. And I see this world very different from other people. And I just know that people who go to college tend to get jobs. And I never wanted a job.
And also, like, our parents, they're so passionate about college because they just figure that's the ticket to success. That's like that's your ticket to be better than me, make more than me. I don't know. Like, my dad was a landscaper. My mom didn't work until we were all in school. And then in first grade, she got like a secretary job. And like her highest ambition for me was to like maybe work at a hotel in New York City, like maybe work at a, she just thought it was so flashy, and but like, they're just doing the best they can.
Right.
And it's just wild. It's like all this money prepared me to be an assistant. Like,
right.
That fucking sucks. Like, if I had never found comedy or podcasting, like how deeply unfulfilled I would be right now.
Yeah. It just makes no sense to go be somebody else's. So I was in an interview. I think it was with Tinfoil Hat Podcast.
Sam. Yeah, he's great.
Sam. Yeah. So Sam asked me, we were talking about college. And he said, if you were to, hire somebody, who would you hire? A college student or somebody who didn't graduate from college? And I surprised her with my answer. I said, a college student. They make the best slaves. Right? Because they make the best employees because these are people that sit down, take orders, and follow direction. That's what I need from an employee. I don't need somebody that's thinking about building a business. I need you focusing on my business. So if I had to pick and choose, I would say, not that I wouldn't hire somebody who didn't go to college, because I definitely would if they had the qualifications and the qualities I was looking for, and maybe they need to. But I need somebody that's going to fall in line and just take orders. They're very robotic. College kids are very robotic. Oh, you tell me to do this, I'm going to do this, and it'll be on time. Tell me this, so that's perfect for me.
But you know what? Like, not everyone can start a business, and that's what's tricky.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if everybody had a business, wouldn't that be too many businesses?
No. Naval talks about this too, and prior to Naval saying this, I had a little bit of doubt in my mind, but I had this idea that the world would be great if everybody had their own business. And then when Naval said it, it confirmed it for me. I'm like, oh, he thinks like this too. But no, everything would be in cooperation. The employees would be the youth, because before you can't really hop into a business without doing some sort of apprenticeship first. So there would still be a hierarchy. It's just the way the system's set up. They set it up so employees are 60-year-old women. That's not an efficient system. You're supposed to graduate and move up. And I think our society would be a lot better if there were more businesses, because businesses would just cooperate. Instead of hiring employees, you would contract out to your local business. Right. Hey, I need a delivery. I need deliveries. All right, well, my business does that. We got robots that do it. And then the next person, instead of being a delivery boy, he operates his own business, because that business is going to need somebody who's going to work on the robots. So I think that it would be more cohesion. There would be less poverty.
There'd be like more roles that more people would have purpose, because it's easy to lose purpose when you're just like a cog in the machine.
Yeah, exactly. I think some people might not, like, obviously some people are just intellectually inept. So of course it's always going to be that genetically they're just not capable. And a lot of that comes back to fear. It's fear that people have to get over to start a business. But some people, a lot of people read my book, Dominate Twitter, and they go, wow, like Hotep Jesus rewired my brain. Because that's really what it takes. You have to turn yourself from a consumer to a producer. And people, when they read my book, he completely changed the way I think about operating as a business. And you start thinking like a producer. So it's definitely, I think everyone's capable outside of genetic dispositions.
So how did you learn all this? Like, you just kind of had knowing?
I just, I was born a hustler. My dad used to, I remember I had a shirt that just had money on it. I loved money when I was a kid. And I hated being dependent on my parents. I always wanted to have my own money. I remember my friends were getting jobs and I was jealous. I was like, I want to go get my worker's permit. I want to get a job. And I had my first job at Burger King. And my dad, I was spoiled. So my dad was like, why are you going to get a job? I was like, I want my own money. So I went and I got a job at Burger King. I wanted to work. I wanted to get my own money. But, I had my own printing business in high school. I used to print business cards. I used to sell spritzes of cologne after gym class.
That's great.
Yeah, I had 3 lockers. I had one in the old building, one in the main hallway, and one in the new building. Every time somebody graduated, I would hijack their locker and find out the combination. Like, yo, give me your locker combo. And the next year, when somebody would come, I'd open their locker and they'd go to the main office and they tell the main office, hey, somebody has my combination. They'd assign them a new locker. So then I would take their locker. So
oh my God. Wow. They didn't just like give the lockers new combinations?
You would think they would do that. So I had my locker and then I just, I hijacked 2 lockers. So in the main hallway was right next to the gym. I would put all my cologne I got for Christmas, birthdays, or whatever. And then after gym class, everybody stunk. And I would say, hey, yo, give me 25 cents, 50 cents. If it's more prestigious like CK1, it's $1. And then I spray them down. I had pictures of Tyra Banks. So you got a little bit of entertainment when you stop by my locker.
Oh my God. And how old were you?
I was like 16, 17.
That's so amazing. Yeah, you were like a bathroom attendant, like just out in the hall.
Exactly. In fact, my daughters got that mentality. We were at the family reunion once, and there was free food, right? It was family reunion. My daughter got the other kids to set up a table outside and started tricking the family members into buying the food. And she's outside hustling like muffins and cookies and it's kids. And
they're cute. So you're like, of course, sure.
Right. Yeah. So the kids are going and selling this stuff and bringing her the money. So it's just, I think, some people are born hustlers. Some people are taught hustlers. I had my own, when I graduated from high school, my girlfriend's father worked for DPW. So I got a job at the DPW and that was great money. I think I was making like $15 an hour. And I was a computer geek. So I was working that job and I was doing the tech for the town. So I was doing all their computer work for the town. And I remember the first time I sent the invoice in, I put the name of my company and they were like, do you have a bank account, a business license in the bank account? I'm like, no. So I didn't even know I had to do that. I thought I could just write it on there. So they started writing checks out to my name before I even, decided to get an LLC and all that stuff. So I had a computer tech company and I was building websites for businesses. This was like 98, 99. I was doing that. So, and then I had my own record label in 2000 and beyond. So I was always just trying to come out here and just get it, man. I think it was mostly intuitive, less intellectual.
And when did you realize that you wanted to help other people build their businesses?
Well, I'm a very amiable person. I won't say very, but I like helping people. I get joy out of helping people. I've always been like that. Like I remember, I got suspended from the soccer team once for fighting because somebody was picking on my homie. So I used to fight his fights. I'm very protective of my friends and I just like to help people, So it's just something that's in me.